Okay, that was really weird. Okay, so it says the stream health is excellent. Do we have some?
Yes, we have sound.
Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and today we are starting a whole new project. Really excited about this one. But before we get into all of that, let me just share with you the fact that we still have the secret word game, which means that if you guys chat, you stand to win these two cool bracelets. One was made by me, and the other was made by Minute Craft, and those both can be yours by saying the magic word. Now, let me hit this button, and there we go. There is my lovely wife joining us here tonight. And check this out. We have a new cool donut. The red color just seemed sort of like a bad thing. I don't know. So I changed it to green, and check it out, guys. We are almost what, 3/4 of the way to monetization for this channel. So that is pretty amazing. Um, but as I was just saying right before this whole thing started, I'm losing my mind over here. I put up some video shorts earlier today and kind of really didn't think much of it. And oh, there it goes. I just crossed 7,000 views. Yeah, these things have taken off like wildfire. And the other weird, crazy part is we've had more than a dozen new subscribers to the channel. So if any of you guys that are watching this here are new to the channel, hello, welcome. I am Kevin. I'm also known as AWOL. It's a long time nickname I've had for years, and I make a lot of stuff out of string. So yeah, holy smokes, guys, absolutely losing my mind. So if you want to play along at home with this, I am on this one. This is actually pinned to the top of the tutorials for right now. So it's another colorful friendship bracelet knot bag. And these were the colors that I started with. And yes, some of them are really super close and going to be troublesome. And this is the pattern. And I have already opened the pattern in a new tab and have it ready to go. So yeah, let's do this. Come back over here. So yeah, things are a little weird over here right now. We have two things seriously working against me. For whatever reason, it seems that the season for the burning away the farm stuff or whatever in Indonesia has started up. And so there's a haze all over the place, which is making life difficult. And the flowers have all decided to go into bloom, which also makes my life difficult. So, yeah, I don't know. My sinuses are going crazy. I've got like this drainage thing that's going on. It's awful. I hate it. So I'm going to try to separate first the pinkish colors from the purple colors, and then I'll sort the two different shades of the pinkish colors because I think that's probably about the easiest way to get through this. Yeah, it's the haze thing is absolutely awful. We've had a couple of years where it didn't happen, but and I've seen the news that Malaysia was getting hit with it up in like the KL area was getting it pretty bad, and they were like, come on, bros, like stop already. But yeah, it's finally drifted its way down towards us now. Oh man, these colors really are super close. Oh man, I am not going to enjoy this part of it. And I have to do this 4 times. Was it because of COVID? No. So the whole haze thing, I can totally. Here's my take on it, and this is, I swear to God, this is the whole why. Um, the the cost to have a tractor or a whatever to take down your field is expensive. Even if you were to say already have the tractor or have a tractor loaned to you, you're still going to have to put fuel in it, and that's going to cost you a bunch of money. But matches or a lighter, especially a lighter, I mean, good Lord, let's face it, they smoke a lot of cigarettes in Indonesia. Lighters are really prevalent and they can just burn down the field to clear it out. So, yeah, that's the whole problem in a nutshell. All right. So we got it separated into the 4 colors. If I do it like the picture, it'll be this one first. Darn it. I let the pinks mingle. Yeah. uh, but okay, so there is some other good things though going on. I found candy corn. I am I, I forgot how much I knew I liked candy corn. I knew that all those people talking smack about how terrible candy corn is were wrong. I got a hold of some and I really enjoyed it. Oh my God, did I enjoy it? I went through the whole bag already. I picked it up on what, Wednesday? And I finished it off last night. So yeah. Well, I'm already thinking maybe when I'm out next week, maybe just one more bag. So that was cool. Oh, and that also means that I did a video that the whole reason I was going to go get the candy corn was it was a propped in a video. Um, and then after I did the video, I realized you can't even see the candy corn. So kind of thought that might happen. So yeah, um, whatever. I got the video. I'm happy. Yes, that is very true. Yeah. Well, at least I'm smart enough to know that I can't trust just leaving it next to myself because it wouldn't last. I know that. That's a given. It wasn't like I didn't offer it to you. You could have had some. It's really good. I can't. It's really, really good stuff. So yeah, I have a feeling that that particular video that I did with the candy corn, I have a feeling that that one is going to score pretty well, um, because it's hilarious. Well, I think it's hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I have I have thought myself to be hilarious in the past, and then it just didn't kind of take off for whatever reason. But this one's pretty good. Yeah, this Mandy, the person who says, you know, you got to try things, you got to, you know, experiment and whatever, um, didn't try it. So what does that tell you? Like I've tried Duran, you know, huh? What is corn candy? That doesn't sound good at all. Is that like, is that that one stuff? Yeah, candy corn is just candy. It's like 100% sugar. I'm not even sure. Is there like flavor to it? It's not, it's not how I
You ate a whole
said.
bag and you couldn't tell what flavor it was.
It's candy corn flavor. Yeah. No, yeah, I hate the stuff. Like that stuff is stanky. And I don't like everybody's like, "Oh, well you just have to get used to it." Like, okay, I had to do that with coffee, right? But at least coffee makes you like wake up, makes you feel good, gives you energy, all that kind of good stuff. There is no reason to eat stink fruit. There's nothing. There's no I don't see a single possible benefit. It's going to make your house smell bad. You can't bring it on a bus or train because it stinks. It's nope. Nope, nope, nope. Stinky, stinky. Duran has nutrients. Yeah, sure. So I've already forgotten what this morning's was, but I've noticed here the last few days that when I wake up in the morning, I have a song stuck in my head. I think this morning's was the Beastie Boys. I don't remember which one it was, but um, the day before, even more bizarre, random things. Does everybody do this, or is this just me? Like, because honestly, it's like every day, man. Of course, I'm going to feel bad if it's only me. So I don't know. All right, so now we've lined up all the strings. Okay, so what would you say that Dren tastes like? Because it's not yummy. It's sort of plain. It's sort of it tastes like cattails. If you pull cattails up out of the lake, down at the bottom part, there's a spot that's edible, and it's soft and mushy, and yeah, it's just a thing, and it tastes just like that. Okay, so one of these strands is way longer than the other, so I'm gonna have to cut that with some scissors. Yep, still not as awesome as coffee. They all smell like wet socks. Oh, so anybody who's been following along with the patterns and stuff over on my website, there was a series of bags and stuff, and we bought a bunch of string to actually make all those different patterns. Everything about that has been kind of put on hold because after I think it was last week's live stream, we got talking about that pattern, and we were talking. I think it was Rainbow mentioned about the enjoying to have the rainbow of colors and then black as a neutral. And I went looking through the airplane trolley to see what I had in there, and it turns out, yeah, I have enough to be able to make another bag that's actually big enough to actually hold a phone in it. And so yeah, I spent a day this week doing just cutting up string and getting stuff ready for the bag that'll come after this one. In fact, Mandy has the string already over there to start doing up the kumi loops to get this whole thing started. So yeah, crazy stuff, man. And getting a project like this started is perhaps like the most difficult part of the whole thing. Yeah, well, there is a video coming out this week that covers doing a lot of stuff with bags. It's pretty complicated. Um, it's pretty advanced, in fact. Um, and then we will have another video because I'm not smart enough to get these things in the right order to teach how to do GIMP. But that one's a little bit further down. So yeah. And see, for me, oh my God, I absolutely love when it's like so complicated and there's all these things to put together and I don't know how to. That's when parts of the ADHD mind just absolutely latch onto the idea, and I get excited about making a project. So yeah, if you really run into problems with making your bag and you need help, I would be more than happy to. And hello to, I don't know how to say your name, but hello.
You say that every week.
Yeah, I every week I try. Every week I look at it and give it a thought in my head of how would I say that. And every week I chicken out because I'm just like, nope, I don't like sounding stupid. Even if I am, it's okay. So on this pattern here, the big thing about this is the second row of each of the given colors. There's four different colors. Is the second row goes over the first one, like in this case, over this purple. And then the next one, the purple goes over top of it. So we just get a little dot in there. And then we go 2 knots, which will put us halfway through the other one. So like this is the row that requires like the most concentration, and like the rest of it should just, you know, be so much easier. Oh yeah, alpha patterns. I hate alpha patterns. I just had Threads recommend a person to follow, and so I took a look at the account, and it was just all alphas, like huge stuff. They did a Ouija board. It's like, yeah, you obviously really like alphas. That's cool. That's obvious. So when doing a wall project, honestly, I could actually show you this cool technique that I know of where you can create a loop and then make it so that way the strings, instead of coming down like this did on an angle, you can make it so that way they come straight out. So you could literally make it so that way you have a flat surface with loops every so often, which would be really, really cool because then you would be able to run it through the washer and it would be fine. And then you can just put it up on hooks or whatever to mount it on a wall. By making a reversible, yeah, that's taking it to another level. Yeah, I can see like if you're gonna do like small ones and stuff, it wouldn't be so crazy. See, I did an alpha bag, and compared to like my normal stuff, it really, really felt like it just took so much longer. And mind you, I think during those tutorials, it was, I would do a little bit of video here and there and kind of talk a little bit about whatever knowledge I gained or whatever. So there wasn't a whole lot. You didn't get to see like me in agony, but there was a lot of hours where I was just like, this is not fun. And yeah. I'm trying to picture 60 string. Like, what percentage of big project is that? Because that seems really, really slow. Because I did the big project in 9 months, and the big project was 866. So, yeah, regular patterns go a lot faster. Mind you, I did a bag for Mandy that was, what, 144 strings, give or take, right around there. That took a while. That, but mind you, that was a pattern I hated. That one was difficult. It was like a very elongated arrowhead. It's actually one of uh, Minute Craft's favorite patterns for whatever reason. I don't know. I hate that pattern. It's funny. I'm sure that we all probably have the pattern that we just think is like the most awesome one, and like the, and then have a nemesis pattern. I had to take out so many knots because that elongated arrowhead, it keeps it changes like how the arrow does its thing. Oh, it drives me insane. Sorry, I'm interrupting her from cutting string. It's like running to the keyboard. Yeah, these are the best. That's awesome. Right. I just like patterns with symmetry. That's my big hang up. Like, if that isn't obvious by now, I just. So I'm not sure if the lighter pink dot in the middle of this really is turning up very well at all. Yeah, so when I was busy cutting all that string, I actually took the opportunity, because I didn't have, video recorders and stuff going. I took the opportunity to actually finally watch the rest of the One Piece over on Netflix, which was awesome. That's so cool. So yeah, so you guys can talk about that stuff now, and I don't have to worry about spoilers. So yay. So this pattern is absolutely beginner friendly. There's only left and right knots. There's no zigzags. There's very little going on beyond doing chevrons, with the exception of the second row of each color. And in that second row, the middle one goes over the top, and it just makes a little dot in it, and it makes it interesting. And yeah. Mind you, each loop there's 12 strings on either side. So like 24 string bracelet. It's pretty big, but that way it kind of made it so that way the colors could fit in there in groups of three. Couldn't do the smaller size loops like I normally would. Um, so yeah, the kumis to it are way thicker, which might be a good thing, honestly, because they're less likely to wear out anytime soon. So you can start to see the contrast here now, which is nice. I think I'm only going to do um, like this row and then the pink and then go to the next one because each row gets a little bit smaller, right? So there's no sense in going all the way to the point because there's hardly anything happening at that down there. And really all I'm looking for is to have enough that when it comes time to secure two of these together, that they're going to hold and be nice and solid and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Oh, guys, there is new merch. Yes, you guys need to check that stuff out. There is some cool new stuff, and one of them is going to kind of make a little bit more sense come Halloween, but it's already in the shop. It's all there because
The
we put in the
bot is
orders
not
for it.
running.
Hey, why is the bot not running? Hang on, let's go. Okay, so the website says that it knows that I'm live. Why is the bot not working? I should have checked that when we started. I feel bad for not having done that. All right, let's see if this works. Yes. Okay, see if the bot responds now.
It hasn't started running yet.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
Had me frightened for a moment. So yeah, we already have our order in for the merch. I've got a couple shirts coming. I've got the mouse pad coming. I'm all kinds of excited about this stuff, guys. I can't even tell you. Wow. So earlier when we just started the stream, we are at 7,000 views. We're now at 7,421. It's going up quick. This is huge for me. I'm I'm losing my mind. This is awesome. Wow. The thing is, I won't be able to actually see like how much it does for the channel until at least Sunday or Monday. But yeah, it's added a bunch of new subscribers and lots of watch hours. Holy moly. That's pretty cool. All right, back to my pattern. So this is the second row again. So this time it's what? Takes me 2 knots to get past the purple and then 1 knot into the pinkish color. And then the pink comes over it. And then it's just 2 knots. And then the light one. So yeah, this would have been perhaps a lot better if there was a lot more contrast, but it was obvious that from the cut string, there was an awful lot of this. And Mandy was trying to help me out by making a lot of this stuff go away. And yeah, not bad. I don't mind. Hey, how did the total subscribers end up at 2730? Normally it goes off of what the numbers were last week, but this is like right before the stream started. That's weird. I don't. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff when it comes to the whole live stream thing that I just do not understand. Well, that and YouTube, I don't understand. Because if like I go to the page where like my content is, it'll say one number of like how many times the video has been seen. But if I go to an analytics page and look at the number, it's completely different. Sometimes it's almost like twice as much or something. So I don't know what that means. So yeah, on these second rows, I really have to like pay a little bit more attention because it'd be really easy to just kind of cruise along and miss the spot where it gets that little dot. And this is the whole point of this thing is to kind of have these little reliefs that just keep the eye kind of focused and trying to see what it is that's going on with it. So hey Rara. Yeah, it is pretty fun. Mandy picked these out. The the two pinks though are really super close to each other. It's definitely causing me a little bit of trouble. So a bunch of countries, like maybe a dozen countries, all just got the benefit from YouTube that instead of having to have the 4,000 watch hours to be monetized, they've lowered it all to 3,000 for them. If they had done that for Singapore, I would be literally less than 100, like 50 something, 56, something like that, hours away from being monetized, which I would probably hit after tonight with the whole video shorts doing well and everybody here checking out the live stream. I would probably be monetized tomorrow. But they did not do it for this country, and I have no idea what the like all the countries that got lowered. I have no idea what it is that they have in common. It does not make any sense to me whatsoever. I meant to write them all down because I tried looking for a website that had it and I couldn't find the information that way. But there was like a video that YouTube put out that listed all these countries, and seriously, no idea why. Doesn't make sense. So, um, random thought on this thing, which I didn't do in the actual pattern that's over on the website, like the one I'm working from. Uh, if you felt like it, you could do each one of the tabs, each one of like where the loops are. You could change up the colors of what they were, like whatever sequence you want to put them in. And when they join, you could just do something about the actual part where it joins and how that interacts with it and stuff. So there's, if you're like the pattern, but you're like, nope, I need it to be more complicated, there are some definite other things that you could do with this to make it like more interesting and, you know, I'm always, that's kind of a thing, right? Like that's kind of my thing as well, where I'm always take a pattern and okay, like that's pretty cool, but what if I make it more complicated or change up this or do something else? And that's why there's going to be like a new bag interjected in between all of the other ones that are kind of scheduled to happen. Is it's just had a cool idea and thought, ooh, I got to do that. And it was one of those things like, I need to, if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now because I will need a number of each one of those colors. And that's one of the hardest things to do after a while, after you keep like digging through your stash of strings, is the trying to scramble to find. I think there was what, 18 or 20 blacks that I had to use for it, plus like four or six of each of the colors of 12 in the rainbow. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was gonna say maybe not, but yeah. But I like when it's just a regular plain old bracelet, like that's nice. I like bracelets. They're cool. But then you look at the big project or the pillows, right? The pillows were really cool. Like that's something like, you know, it you just kind of up the level a little bit here and there, and before you know it, you have something that's, you know, super 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 different. Yeah, I just had somebody get like on my case, like really hardcore, telling me that there is, you know, putting the wooden dowels into wall hangings and stuff is a thing because there's absolutely no reason you would ever need to clean the work that's been hanging on a wall. And I was just like, seriously, I don't know where the hell they live, but we get, you know, from the air and from whatever else, we get like dark stuff that ends up on things that are on our walls, you know, and or mildews or whatever else. So having the ability, trying to explain to these people that having the ability to machine wash our stuff, because these bracelets, like my bracelets that I wear them all the time. They go in the shower with me. They do go everywhere with me. They're fine. They're going through the washing machine. It should be fine. The only thing that holds you back on a wall hanging like that is the wooden rod, and you can't do it. It's just, you know, you might be able to take it to a dry cleaner, but you've also created a weak spot for it. Like, honestly, if you just put some loops on the thing, um, is that more complicated? I don't think it is. I think it's just more practical. I don't know. I should do a wall hanging with some big fat loops just to kind of demonstrate like how cool it can be. Except I just don't want to do one. I don't have any patterns that I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome. I need to do that. I don't know. So can you guys tell from in the video that like this is a darker pink than this one down here? Is the camera at least picking that up? 'Kay, I know that the this purple and this purple down here are definitely showing up as different, but the pinks are really super close. All right, one down, three more to go. Got them all on these little bobbin things. These things are awesome, by the way. If you guys ever find these things, I've looked through Amazon, I've looked through AliExpress, I've looked all over. Actually finding these things are super difficult, but they like pop open. You can wrap your string on there and then you can close it off. It makes it perfect for doing kumis and storing the bracelets and stuff. Speaking of kumis, I can show you guys something cool. Check this out. It's very rare that the strap for the bag is actually made before the bag is, but check out this pattern. Yeah, see, the colors are really, really close. Yeah, there's four different shades. That's okay. I can't read the typos, so I didn't even know you did it wrong. Yeah, so do, 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 do. Can you see it like in this one? Like there's yeah, it's even hard in the picture from the website, right? There's a darker pink and a lighter pink. And yeah, it's a nightmare. I'm not kidding. I'm not lying. Yeah, it's a tough one. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but DMC right now over on their Instagram page has a contest. You have to join two of their Instagram pages. One is like for the string and the other's for the craft, I guess. And leave them a comment of what you would do if you were given a million skeins of floss, and you can win 500 skeins of floss and a little thing of drawers or whatever to keep the floss in. I think I would use it for pens because I have the airplane trolley. I don't need it for the string. But it's cute. It's a little thing. But the 500 string is kind of the idea of like getting 500 skeins of floss from DMC and turning it all into one big bag. Really, really, kind of excites me. But yeah, I think it would be really fun to kind of blow up their page and tell them that you would make friendship bracelets with it. Because to them, they think their target market is the people who do the cross stitch or the other needlepoint-ish kind of things. And it would be really fun to show them that we bracelet makers do make up a large part of the the purchasing and the using of their stuff. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. So yeah, I think that would be really kind of cool. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, actually, my thought was I would just make one bag because if you guys remember, there was a bag I did a while back, the bucket bag that was 400 strings. So I was thinking I would take theirs and do it as a 500 string bag because their string is so much thinner. It would probably come out to about the same size. Why is this one sort of off from the others there? So those are the darker ones. These are the lighters. Man, that's a struggle. Yeah, that's the 500 is barely enough for two bags. Um, it's actually funny because now that I think about it, I think I made the comment on that post that maybe they might not have noticed, but I use an awful lot of floss. Um, Honestly, I don't think there's a lot of people who go through as much floss as I go through on the regular basis. When it comes to the weekends, there's the bags, there's, the during the week, there's, a number of bracelets depending on like how many patterns and stuff we're making. Um, yeah, I go through a lot of floss. probably shouldn't mention that too much. I'm honestly really thinking of trying to get a hold of DMC and being like, hey, like we could work in cahoots together. You just supply me with the string, and I'll show the world what we can make with it. And if they actually find out like how much string I go through, they might be like, dude, we can't afford you. Yeah, that's like no, like I don't know if you guys did did the video come out? Yeah, there's a video short of me opening up a 950 string thing of floss. So like to me, it was a little package. It was it was not much. That was 950. Yeah, they don't know me. All right, we got strings doing bad things. DMC is from France. Yes, the 950 was the one that had yours in there. And yes, to me that is a very small package. Um, we we have bought into the thousands. That's like several multiples. Yeah, strings got a little uppity there for a moment. All right. Yeah, so my goal is to get all of the four loops done tonight. And judging by the amount of time that it takes to do this, what I might do is instead of doing three rows, maybe I just do like two, well, rows in the sense of like the color thing there. Just because it's obvious that this is taking a hot minute. And I want this part out of the way so next week can be more exciting. Was that the 7 kg?
Maybe.
There was a 5 kg, there was a 7 kg. I think the five was like 5.5 or something, but we weren't splitting hairs. Well, again, there's another short video of me saying that I have some floss, and then it keeps panning across more and more of those totes, and I keep, yeah, I got some floss. So yeah, if you're curious as to how much string I still have, um, that's what it looked like a couple months ago. So yeah, I've gone through quite a bit since then, but well, I've also added a little bit since then too. I think I'm not opposed to a 10 kg haul. However, I think the goal would honestly have to be that we wipe out the majority of what we have on hand, and then that would absolutely justify it right there. Like if all the string here was running out, yeah, then that would be totally whatever. It's but we still have a good amount of string. Again, the problem is going to be when it gets down to the point to where the only bracelets I can do have like, six colors or eight colors or whatever, and it can't do one color too many times because I don't have multitudes of each one. Because that's usually what like throws the spanner in the works is the, oh, I need six reds and, you know, that sounds like my gig. Mayhem everywhere I go. I have made an A4 bag and it's not maybe as much string as you're thinking. Hang on. I can tell you. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, 12, 13. Wait, well, 11, 22, 23, 24. What's 24 times 16?
384.
So this bag was approximately 300 and what did you say, 84? 384 strings. Some of those strings, I don't know if you can see where the mouse is on the side over here, were really long because they make up the strap and then they come in like a bracelet and then come down. Um, yeah, okay, so it was kind of a lot of string. But I mean, it's not like, yeah, I've done complicated stuff, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. Oh man, when I bought the 447 to be able to make the swatches, um, I ended up there was so much green that's like the one color that there's just endless amounts of. Like I made a lot of rainbows and I made a lot of fades and I did a lot of things, but man, I was left with a lot of green. Also, not enough oranges and not enough yellows. Yeah, they're just when I've tried to do interesting fades where I want to have like a whole rainbow thing going on, to have a multitude of yellow, just it doesn't really work out so well. Yeah. Yeah, if it's honestly the shop where I get my stuff from, I'm like been so happy with them. They're so good about, you know, letting us pick out what we want, being quick about putting together the order. Like we've we've put in the order in the middle of the night and almost immediately get a reply, "Thanks for your order. You know, we're on it." Like, holy crap, do these guys even sleep? Quick about putting together. Yeah, orange is definitely a thing. So the bag that is going to come after this one, just to kind of whet your guys' appetite for fun stuff, is 12 colors of the rainbow, which is two of each shade. So like two different kinds of yellows, two different kinds of oranges, two kinds of reds, etc., and black. And it's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. The black and white, I can confirm. We in the order that 950 that just came, we picked up about 30 black. And yeah, this bag that Mandy has the loops and stuff to make over there. Like I said, I think we may have gone through 20 or more. Yeah, I have a large amount. I was going to do something big with the neon colors. I ended up making a small bag, might even still be in the shop. Made a small bag with the neon colors. Um, and then, but because the two different orders came with like different colors altogether, I ended up not doing anything really, really big with it. So I have a lot of that to kind of mix in with some stuff. Um, yeah, those cones are pretty big. Those are good. uh, I think the Madonna joke only works for people who lived through the 80s, honey. Yeah. Yes, the cones that she was just talking about. And yet they're hard to get here. You might be able to get it in the States or other places. But yes, there's great big cones of embroidery floss. How many yards is that? Like 1,000 yards or something ridiculous? So in those cases, if you're gonna buy the big bulk like that, you need to go get the door handles like I got for oh, what video was that? Okay, so the video was called "What Is It? It Will Save Friendship Bracelet Knotters Time." So yeah, that was when was that? That was a long time ago. And it doesn't tell me when it came out. Oh, 425 meters? Yeah, that's not as big as I thought it was. Oh, so that's way bigger. Yeah, so long as it's like regular floss and not that pearl cotton, I guess. Well, I guess I mean if you I guess if as long as it all matches up, I guess it doesn't matter. I did that bag with pearl cotton and that stuff was so much thinner. I did a 100 120 string bag and it ended up being the size of my normal 96 strings. I could see that those cones would make a lot of sense if I wanted to make a bag in like say two colors, like just a black and white or like a brown and something or whatever. I wanted to make a bag in two colors, getting a couple big fat cones. That would make a whole lot of sense, I think. Like there's a I think I mentioned this in one of the videos here. There's a channel out there, and that's like their like on Instagram, and like that's their thing. Like they're all about like just two-tone bracelets, 100%. Like most of it's all black and white. Some of the other ones are like brown and tan or whatever, but it's straight up like that's what they fell in love with is a two-tone thing. They got some cool ones. But and if that was my thing, I would totally that would make a whole lot of sense. Just buy a big ball of each of the colors. So I hate when this happens. There's the two different strings are huge different lengths. Makes me crazy. That bag that I gave to my Newt craft that I started that was sort of alpha like, that was with something that's sort of like a floss that came in a ball. It was a little, it was what, a size 5 cotton. I kind of I got it kind of big enough to almost be like a fruit bowl, but then kind of gave up on it because it was making me insane. It just took too long to make even just one circle around the whole thing. And it was hard to even know that if you made a full circle because it just was the same color going around and around. I gave up on it. Yeah, I have no idea what to do with it. I'm honestly, I was kind of hoping that you would find some kind of cool inspirational thing and just, run with it and turn it into something neat. Or be inspired by how the spiral came about and design something from that's your own. Like you totally start from scratch. But like you kind of admire how because there's a whole crazy spiral thing the way that thing started. Yeah, it is probably cheaper that way. Like actually, I wonder what the how big of a difference there is, honestly. Like if are we talking about saving hundreds of dollars or are we talking about, you know, at the end of the day it's $50 or something. Also, who's the target market for 500-gram cones of embroidery floss? Like you don't really use the embroidery floss in sewing machines. So like who's using that kind of string? Because grandma's not like making some kind of cross stitch thing where she needs that much of a color. Oh, that's cute that you see it as Christmas colors. It was supposed to be Singapore colors. It's the red and white. Yeah, only us. Like seriously, I that's what I think that they don't understand over at DMC. Yeah, macrame makers maybe. I just don't see that there's when you look at like Mandy's did a great big precious moments and stuff that hangs up on in the wall. There would be no reason if she was even pumping out those things on the regular to buy the cones because there's so many different colors. It'd be ridiculous to try to have like all the different cones for all the different colors. It just doesn't. Yeah, I could see that. People, it's probably some of the weird stuff that you get off of Amazon. Yeah, I could see like, maybe one like a black or something, but like nobody's buying up the whole range in that kind of stuff. It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe people who are making and selling pattern kits.
There you go. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. If you're trying to put out patterns that come with the whole fabric and everything. Yeah. Yeah. I think Rainbow just did a bunch of that. The the patterns that I want to do it for though, like where somebody has dyed the string, um, I have a few patterns. I'm not sure if it's in a place where I can easily get to. I have a few patterns where the colors were like red and orange and blue, and it changes within the bracelet. Like there's so many different colors, and the strings are somehow doing it to where in the pattern the two different sides are matching up and actually working together and keeping the things. It's beautiful. So much kudos to whoever dyed the string. It's amazing. So the number of strings in this actual bag is the same exact as the one that we just got done doing. And the one we got done doing, we were able to do the whole thing inside of 4 weeks. So by right, this should be done in 4 weeks. Oh, and the reason that the tutorial is actually pinned over on my website is because I'm going to keep adding like the live streams to the and like the updates as to the progress or whatever is all going to get added over there on that page. So if you want to like check in and see the photos and stuff, it'll all be there. Mind you, I'm only working on it during the live streams. Um, that way we can actually look at like figure out like how long does it take to make something, because that was a big question. Like everybody that was making comments on the last bag, that's what they wanted to know was how many hours was involved. And mind you, they it's always the same thing. Like how long did it take? It didn't count any of the hours of cutting up the strings. No hours were counted for the making the kumis. It's funny to me because like to me that's still time working on it. You know, figuring out the colors and ordering it and stuff, that takes time. So if you guys are ever wondering about like all the other stuff that kind of is going on and whatever in my life, that I don't really mention over on Instagram, because Instagram is really just like pictures of the stuff I make. You guys could check out, I'm over on Threads now, and a lot more random thoughts just get dumped over there, or photos from days where I go out, which it's been made very clear to me that apparently the trying to hold the phone and concentrate and make sure that I'm in focus and make sure the background looks nice and doing all the stuff takes so much concentration that apparently I look very serious. So if you want to see what that looks like, that's over there. That's on Threads. Because yeah, I am done with Twitter. I don't think supporting a site that's obviously like seriously like so many bigots and so much hatred and what I don't want to be a part of any of that. So I'm over on Threads now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's an hour to figure out strings and cut it. Yeah, that's seriously. We watched what, 4 episodes of One Piece in a row, and it was cutting string and for the most of it, and then like the last episode or whatever, I was working on a bracelet. So yeah. All right. Night night. Yeah, she was probably just cutting for a bracelet. I was cutting for a bag and then putting aside enough colors to make sure that there was enough to replace everything because I want to make sure that it's long enough to actually hold a phone in it. So the next bag that we make is actually a little bigger. It's what, 144 strings, right? Is it? It's okay. Wait. So there's 6 colors times 2. That's 12. That's so there's 12 loops and 12 strings on each loop. So yeah, 144. 12 times 12. Her look of confusion made me like start second guessing everything in my head. Like, oh my God, she knows all the stuff. Like how I could be way off, guys. Oh no, I I know my stuff. So I think my shorts ones have actually slowed down. It's like 7,635 views right now. So yeah, it's slowing down. The peak of it is over, but still, like one of the videos got 2.3 thousand views. So that's pretty cool. So the big question is will I be able to get through 2 more of these loops? Should be able to, right? Abe, I'll trying to drag the fill in here. He's daring considering, that's like summoning the devil or something here. Bring that all that evil on himself like that. So yeah, you guys really do have to go check out the new merch. Um, and this does mean that some of the old stuff has expired. Like if you didn't get the some of the other ones, the strings in a bunch T-shirts or whatever, those are gone. And this is the new stuff. And some of it is limited edition. Technically, I guess that makes the old stuff limited edition as well, even though it was around for about a year. But I think now that I have some help with my artwork, I think that we're going to be changing up stuff a little bit more frequently. So, the robot misses the fill. And we used to think that the robot was smitten with Rainbow. Turns out, this robot's AC/DC. So I kind of wish um, every one of the sides was the same as what this was. And this is, I know what this is from. This is from when Mandy set up the Kumi. She grouped the colors together, or like when she got done with it, they were all grouped together, and it made it really super easy to just grab them up. Watch what happens when we get to the other side of this one. It's it's the direct opposite, and there's no way getting around it. Like it's a thing, and it happens all the time. Oh, the Discord. When I went out last week, I shot a video. It's inside of the art store, and um, because I was absolutely inundated with, there were so many wigs and costumes and whatever, and I was lost. I had no idea what to grab. So I made a little video just panning around. You're going to have to, like, pause and take a look or whatever. But I kind of wanted some input as to what we're going to do. Mind you, the live stream isn't exactly on Halloween. It's what's the closest one? The 27th. So October, right? 27th, 28th. October 28th. If we're going to do something silly like the wigs or whatever, I kind of need some kind of input. Phil told me to keep searching until I found a blonde wig, which he didn't say why. I thought if I was gonna, or blonde afro. Sorry, he wanted a blonde afro. I was gonna, like, if I was gonna do an afro, I was picturing brown, and but then I would need a beard to go with it so I could look like that the painter guy, Bob Ross. So But yeah, I don't know. So you guys need to go look at the video and help guide me towards something because I have no idea, man. I'm And if you haven't already joined the Discord, it's pretty easy. The link is in the description. Oh, it's right there. I look up and it's like suddenly right in front of me. Like, oh, yeah, that does it too. But it doesn't mean you should run away from this video. You should stick around. Keep the hours, watch hours up. That's good. When this is over, then you can go check that out. Wait, is this one? God, these colors are so close. I think that one's not. I think these are them. I have to laugh. The song that's playing in my ear just referred to my old home state as the murder mitt because it looks like a mitten. And yeah, they're kind of known like they were like the Detroit was like the murder capital of the America. So calling it the murder mitt is kind of funny. I mean, it's not really, really funny because I mean, that's kind of sad. Like those are real people that died. But if you live through it, yeah. Don't break the Kevin. I think when the colors are actually in the little totes, it doesn't look as menacing. You know, it just seems a little inconvenient. You know. But man, yeah, it's it's true. I didn't think about the fact that Mandy actually has to suffer through this stuff as well. So hopefully Mandy's learned to, you know, go easy on herself as well.
I was only given two toads to pick from.
Is that true? No. There was a no. Are you sure?
There were no other shades in a lighter pink
There was
in
at like
that
6 or 8 totes.
like in that
I
number.
have you had a whole boat. You had 2 totes to fill. You had like 8 totes to choose from.
Nuh-uh.
At least 4 or 5. There were 2 empty ones. I can pull out the ones that have the cut string and tell you
Mm-hmm.
exactly how many there
Go
were.
see, go see if there are any that have this number of skeins that you need in one pink.
Now
Again,
most of them are complete cluster, you know what. They
mm-hmm.
are they're just well, it's all this string. In case anybody's curious, this is a good answer here. All the string that's going into these projects, so these last 2 projects, were strings that were left over from other projects. So, like when I go to make a bracelet, I cut my string into thirds because that will give me a long enough length to make sure that I'm not likely to run out, no matter how intricate the pattern is. And if I, and because I double it up, that means it's most likely that I'm going to use 2 of those strings out of 3. And that third one gets wound onto a bobbin and put into a little storage container. And let's say the bracelet has 6 colors. Well, there was 6 individual strands that went in to the bins. And that happens again and again and again. And sometimes, maybe one color gets used twice instead of only once. So then there might be 2 strands of that one that are left over, when you do the whole count of it all and everything. So these things, like those totes, fill up with a lot of different stuff, like a lot. And that's why Mandy was able to pick out the, what was the, like 8 shades of each of the colors. There was like 8 oranges and 8 yellows and 8, just everything all the way through the rainbow. And then she added in grays and browns, and that's what made up the bag that we just completed. And yeah, it really just comes down to the fact that, like, when I'm picking for bracelets, I don't just pick like a set number from a rainbow. Like some rainbows are the darker rainbow, and some are like a mid tones of the rainbow, and some are pastel like. And it's yeah, I go through a lot of colors, and that's kind of why I probably never really wanted the big cones, because I can imagine that if, say, 60 colors is the most you can get out of it, that seems really limiting to me personally, because I really do go kind of crazy with choosing up different colors. Now these, the fact that there was a whole bunch of these, I think this had to do with something else that was a bigger project. I don't know what happened. I don't remember the exact details of what these all came from. Like maybe it was prepared for a different project that got bailed on, because that's happened a couple times. you know like I get all ready to do something, and then something else comes up and it gets kind of brushed aside. And yeah. Oh no. Grouchy rainbows does not sound nice. Well, don't do anything foolish. I hear that, if rainbows get in trouble, they get sent to prism. It's a light sentence. Is really warm for your birthday, is that a good thing? I'm confused. I mean, you're a place where normally it's cold and wet and miserable, so I would think that warm is good, but then too warm is never good. I don't like too warm. I like how no matter what, it's pizza. I have I have some pizza for after this, and it turns out the other day I got a Hershey pie and forgot all about it, and it's been in the freezer. So I got pizza and a Hershey pie. So I'm all kinds of set for tonight. Oh, so one of the things about like doing a bag like this is consistency. So if you're going to get into doing something like this, one of the things that's particularly easy on this one that might not be so easy to notice on the others is the fact that I'm going over this last string on all of them. Um, I kind of didn't do that when it came to the big, huge bucket bag, and it kind of threw the numbers off. But you have to make sure that what you do at the top is consistent on each one of the loops. So that way you end up with the same number on both sides, and it'll, because it will reflect when you're trying to bring it together and do the base. So, yeah, just a serious pro tip there from somebody who made a mistake on a 400 string bag. So are you taking the day off of work, Rainbow, to go have birthday funs? Oh, I don't think that anybody beyond the Patreon and the after party people got to hear about that. The last time we had a hangout, um, I started having um, the AFib thing again. The heart. What I don't know what the regular word is. So my phone just says it's an AFib. But yeah, that happened last week, right after the after we got done making the bag. Ended up hanging out till way late, and I was up till like 4 in the morning, and the next day woke up to warnings that my heart wasn't doing what it's supposed to do. It only lasted a couple days, but it's still concerning. I don't mean to be so quiet. I just don't. I can't think of things to talk about. Like I said, like the air quality here is a double whammy for me. I can feel it like in the back of my throat. Like there's just like a scratchy. Yeah, it's not nice. How, oh, hazmat suit. At first, I thought it said hazelnut. I don't know why. I was like, wait, those those What's the thing with the foil? I don't know. My brain just went like completely sideways there for a second. I think I'm getting tired. I I saw HAZ and went hazelnut. I don't know. It's the Halloween candy. It's messed with my brain. I just want the sweets now. I don't think you guys would even be able to see it though. Like there if I just got a white shirt with a collar, it could be that'd be easy. Unless I got the whole um the mask thing that those guys use. What is that with the great big canister things on it?
But then it would always sound like this, like I'm trying to tell you about bracelets.
It would be really weird. Hang on, we got strings doing something. I don't know what they're doing. As if the colors being so close together were not hard enough. We're gonna then like, ouch. Of course, we could expand the channel into, I start being viewed by the furry crowd. Like, I don't know. We could get the drunk goggles. Have you guys seen these things? There's something actually called drunk goggles. I saw um, a couple YouTubers playing around with these things and just trying to run around in the yard and stuff. They were like seriously like impaired just from goggles. Like I have no idea what the heck it does to your vision, but um, it's a thing. I don't know where you would get them from though. It's probably like an AliExpress thing. Probably be cheaper just to get drunk. A lot more fun. Well, it's fun until it suddenly isn't. That's my experience typically when it comes to drinking. It's a lot of fun until it's not. Like we don't even have to do the whole Halloween um, werewolf claws. Just have to take me to where Mandy gets her nails done and just put those ridiculous whatchamacallits on it. Yeah. So sadly enough, there's like very little Halloween stuff that goes on over here in Singapore. Like, okay, so the grocery store's got some candy. Um, Universal Studios will do, like a week or so of spookier evenings and stuff over there.
A week.
Is
It's
it?
already started.
Is it? Okay, so a month of
Yes.
it. Um, which is cool and all, but like, there's no pumpkin fields and cider mills and the cider and the fresh donuts and the
Where would we have pumpkin fields?
I know, right? Um, and there's no the corn mazes. Like that's always fun to do at this time of year. Like the the corn that they use to actually feed like chickens and stuff like that, they don't need to like mow it all down, like special or whatever. So they'll like cut out paths and turn it into a great big huge maze. And then
A
this way they can,
maze?
yeah. So then they can make more money off of the field because otherwise they just like plow the whole thing down and like you just get whatever you get from the corn itself. But if you turn it into a maze, you get to charge people to do that. So you get an extra little bit of income or whatever. So that's kind of always nice. Helps the farmers out a bit. And then there's like, they'll turn like abandoned buildings into these things where um, basically you're supposed to try to scare you. You wander through and there's creepy, gross stuff and people that look like they've been cut in half and there's spaghetti coming out of them. And
We have those. We have all the fake stuff, all the haunted houses and all that.
yeah,
We don't have fields of maize or pumpkins.
right. Yeah, I went with a friend of mine and we tried to scare the people in a haunted maze. And they're like, you guys are like having way too much fun at this and we're shorthanded. Would you like to join us? I was like, yes, yes. So they gave us masks. And so we went hiding around in places and waiting for people to come through. And I had the mask from Scream and it had a plunger that like there was like a long black thing that kind of covered me. And there was a plunger and you squeezed the plunger and it made like this blood color stuff kind of run down the front of the mask. I jumped out in front of some poor little kid. Mind you, I just heard the gate open, which was the clue to jump out and scare them. Heard the gate open, jumped out, scared them. The kid turned, looked to his dad, and was like, I peed my pants. And I was just like, yes! That was awesome. Yeah, getting lost in a cornfield is kind of, yeah. Like there is a moment of uh-oh, I don't want to spend the night here. Uh-oh. Like part of me though never gives in to the whole idea that let the terror take over. Like I've gone to these things with people who legitimately freak out. Like they believe the guy with the chainsaw is going to cut them and they are terrified. And for me, it's like ha ha ha, ha, and I'll just stand still and the guy will be like, "Okay," and he goes and chases somebody else down. Because I know they can't touch you. They're not gonna, go to jail to be funny or something. So yeah, like there's a part of my brain that just refuses to completely let go. Nice. Have you guys seen the Grim Reaper thing where it's attached to uh, a drone so it actually floats around? Like that thing, I could see that scaring the holy bejeebies out of some people. That's the kind of stuff you want like to come flying out of your yard as the trick or treaters are coming by. I wonder if you could just like do some of that like the neon paints and stuff and make the hands like make it look like you have bones painted on. Yeah, and the cider mill. Oh man, getting fresh pressed cider with their little donuts. Like some of them like have little machines that kick out the donuts. Some of them do it by hand or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just they're not even like fancy donuts. They're the little plain little BS ones. There's nothing on them. But the combination of a fresh hot donut and cider is amazing. Three down. Last one. And I just noticed that my clock in this office is way off. It says it's like 12 to 11. That ain't right. Actually, that's backwards. It's 12:11 right now. My clock says it's 12. No, yeah, 12 minutes to 11. Did you guys notice there's cobwebs now in the office? I tried to make it cute. I was concentrating on the strings. I look up and I see, oh, I've been thrown under the bus. Nice. Yeah, we kind of let the geckos run pretty wild. I know that there are people here in Singapore who try to keep the gecko population down. Um, but they kind of go against all the other things that we don't like. So yeah, I'm kind of down with the geckos.
Most people just have issue with gecko poo.
Yeah, I get it. I'd rather clean up gecko poo than worry about mozzies or I don't know, any of the other stuff, cockroaches.
Besides, geckos are cute.
What's that?
Geckos are cute.
They are cute. And they make me scream like a little girl.
Which is also cute.
Yeah. So if I'm caught completely off guard and a gecko charges out and jumps onto me, I scream like a teenager, well, teenage girl.
Teenage girl? No,
Younger?
younger. Like a 5-year-old.
A very loud 5-year-old. Yes. Okay. So part of it's cute. The gecko came through the office. He's messed with the string. In a way that if you go with that part of the story, yes, it is cute. However, I picture the story more like the gecko's walking across the wall, gets a little bit of string caught on his leg, freaks out, goes to run away from it. It's still caught. He's catching more string. By the time he gets himself untangled, my string is all over the place, and the poor guy is terrified, like just and traumatized. Like, yeah. Okay, now I want to set up a cam in the office just to see that too. It'd be easy enough to do. So how long is it until Halloween? I really am like, I'm so excited about the video that comes out on Halloween. I can't wait for you guys to see this thing. Even the thumbnail to it is ridiculously stupid.
Three more Saturdays. And then Tuesday?
Oh man. So yeah, the shorts have slowed down. It's still going though. It's up to 7672. Wait, let me hit refresh. Just this. Yeah. Weird stuff going on with Chrome though. It's like announcing weird stuff down at the bottom. That's strange. Yeah, it's not every day that like I get like a super creative idea where I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go out of my way and I'm going to film a video and I'm going to make, this crazy deliberate attempt at something, you know, crazy and different like this." So, yeah, really pretty crazy. Yeah, bonfires are a lot of fun. Like we used to out in California, we would get a motorcycle part. Doesn't matter which one what it is. You just have to make sure that you're getting something that's made out of magnesium. And we would stack all the pallets up to make a bonfire, and then we take this magnesium and we'd put it up at the top and get the fire started out sort of just underneath that. And when the magnesium gets going, it burns at a bright white light. It's crazy bright light, and that will just start going down through the wood. And as it goes through the pallets, there's like holes and stuff all over the place. So that light is shining out, and wherever the smoke is and stuff, it looks so cool. It's a really neat effect. I don't know how you know which parts are made out of the magnesium or not, but I guess you have to have that one smart guy that knows that kind of stuff. One, two, three, four, five. Where's the sixth one? See, and now I'm back to thinking about Halloween candy. So here's an age test for everybody. I just saw somebody posting over on Threads. Um, I can't think of her name, but an actress, and it was from the movie Beastmaster, which made me remember the fact that back in the day, whenever Beastmaster came on HBO, I watched it because I loved that show and I thought it was the greatest. Anybody else have fond memories of the guy with the ferrets and the eagle and the there's a black they dyed a tiger black. I don't know why they dyed a tiger black, but they did that for the movie. I don't understand that one. Like a regular tiger wasn't exotic enough. Like it was one of those films where like it's not really like I'm sure it's no CGI or anything, but like some of the special effects and stuff seemed really advanced for its day. Yeah, there was a few. Oh man, that's got me thinking. Like there was Krull. Was that the name of that movie? What was the one where the guy had the knife thing that spun and flew? It was Krull, right? Yeah, that was a good one too. The old guy had to go and give himself to the girl in the spider web. The magician that was no good at being a magician, and the Cyclops guy in Krull. Do you remember that one? The guy accidentally turned himself into like a dog or a goose or something. The little boy loved it. You don't remember? Oh man. Like now I have to go find old cult movies. Make my wife watch corny old 80s stuff. So I'm kind of pretty pleased with myself. This is the fourth one. The colors are sorted. We're getting through it. Heck yeah. I do have to fix this. Have you tried shutting it off and turning it back on again? And once it gets going, it's a whole lot easier. It's just the starting it up and like trying to get the strings to pair up properly. It's definitely taking me a minute here to get going on this. Hang on, blow my nose again. I don't know how, but thinking about the whole help thing, how can I help you, has reminded me that there was a recent thing that just happened. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you guys seen what's been going on with Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy? He was getting questioned about stuff, and they were talking about the hotlines for the his company and stuff. And the guy that's interrogating him is like, so what kind of calls do you get besides, ask questions about the lumpy pillow? And he lost his mind. He was so triggered that he just started calling this guy, basically an a-hole, and no, sir, you are an a-hole. It just went totally like off the rails. It was great. It was like, man. But yeah, apparently that guy is completely wiped out. His lawyers have filed to say that they're no longer representing him because he owes money, and he's got no money left to pay them, and he's still on trial for all that he was saying about the voting machine company. And if he's too broke to pay for the lawyers, he's probably going to have a real hard time when it comes to this lawsuit, because that lawsuit was for like $1 billion or something. It was like crazy. But yeah, to imply that his help desk is for people to call about their lumpy pillows, too funny. Like, I have no idea what prompted this guy to even say that, but it was awesome. This is this is why I probably am like stuck watching so many things from the news in America right now. Is it's just crazy. We kind of knew it was like going to be a train wreck, but it's really been bad. It's crazy. I really do kind of wish I could remember what these colors were meant to have gone towards. The fact that there was this much of these colors already pre-cut, obviously there was something was intended. I have no idea what it could possibly be. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button. I see that we have 4 already. That's kind of awesome. If we can get a couple more, that'd be even cooler. So I can't honestly tell you if I think that this is going quickly or not. Like I can't, there's no real comparing this week with last week or, the beginning of this bag to the beginning of the last bag, I guess is more what I'm thinking. But because when we did the other one, we basically had half of the strings joined together. So that was kind of a lot. But then I guess this is a lot of progress. I don't know. Instead of just doing 2 and joining them together, we've done 4 and they're not joined together. So I guess in a way it's kind of the same, maybe. So this is the fourth one. Oh, so in case I didn't mention, this is a 96 string bag. It's 4 loops of 24. So and to give you an idea of exactly like how much thought I've put into the whole idea that if DMC gave me the 500 strings, I wouldn't be able to do the loops this size. They would have to be 20 strings instead because the numbers wouldn't match up. So you'd have to do 20s so that way you could do 5 loops per 100, and that way you could have the 500 strings for the bag. And that's just how deranged my brain is that I'm working out the math for imaginary winnings. Go figure. Yeah, when the pink goes through the other pink area, it's really hard to see. The purple on the pink shows up just fine, and the pink inside of the purple shows up just fine. But the light pink inside of the other pink area, yeah, that's almost impossible to see it. Oh, there you go. Take a drink. I was doing math in my head. It's 2 skeins of color per each loop. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 skeins of any given color. So if I want to try this again with more contrast, I need 8 skeins of each of the 4 colors. Although I can't really tell you like what colors I would want to do this with if I was going to try to redo it. I could see like doing the reggae colors. Was that black, red, yellow, and green? That would be kind of cool. I haven't I haven't messed with that in a long time. The number's still 7,684 views, 685. That just went up. And we're at 2,735 subscribers. That has jumped up like 15 since this morning. There's 15 new subscribers. This is like the single most views and subscribers for a 1 day thing I think this channel has ever had. So apparently, you may see some more short videos coming from me. So if you're wondering why, I'm getting a lot of watch hours and a lot of new subscribers as a result. So I thought about doing some on my days off, like just random whatevers, but I haven't quite figured out like what I might possibly even talk about or what I would do or you guys have ideas for fun stuff that, you want to see that I do while I'm out, just let me know. And I try to get out like once a week just to get a break from all of this, get some fresh air, get some steps in, that kind of stuff. Because otherwise, I would spend all my time in the office and yeah, kind of helps with my picking colors by going out and seeing other things outside of the office. It's so quiet. People say stuffs. Then although Nutella toast doesn't sound bad. Have a good one. Good night. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up here actually shortly. We're almost at 1 a.m. and I've accomplished a bunch. I'm pretty pleased. There we go. All right, guys. Let's bring in the other ones here. Let's slide these over. And I got more clips up above that you guys couldn't have seen. And there's all four. How about that? That's not bad for some first day progress, guys. Thank you for hanging out for so long. This has been a fun one. So we're 3 hours into this bag, and yeah, next week we will join them all together. I'm not sure if we'll join them all and then get the circle going, or if we just get to the all join together. But whatever it is, we'll probably get it all the way around. To be honest, just considering how much we did here today, I think for sure we're gonna get to there. So yeah, that'll be something for that. Is there anything else going on? I don't think there is. My brain is absolutely wrecked, guys. It's been a long day. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to my Patreon people. They're the ones that make all the string for this kind of stuff possible. Without them, yeah, I wouldn't have the money for that. So thank you, guys. Back next week to finish up more of this. Yeah. I guess all that's left to say is don't get your strings in a bunch.